This story is about a old corn crib that was on my Granddaddy Burkett's farm. And it was no longer in use when I was a little girl, but in its heyday it had been used to store corn or hay. But my sister Sheila and our cousins Susan and Sylvia loved playing in it. Someone had put an old couch in it, and you can just imagine the fun we had one day fixing it up as like making it into our playhouse, because it already had a couch in it. And we got an old broom and we swept it out real clean, and we tried hanging some curtains on our pretend windows. I remember the old broom we used was like a straw bundle tied together, like the cinnamon scented brooms we buy today. We wouldn't let the boys step 1 foot into our playhouse unless they acted like gentlemen, which they never did. My brother Mike and cousin Craig, that is. Their idea was to turn the couch over sideways and let them use it as a barricade to shoot Indians from. No, not happening. Our step-grandmother, Myrtis Smith Burkett, had moved away after our grandfather died. I think she moved back to Mobile, where she had other relatives. But in her room in Granddaddy's house, she had left a whole lot of really neat things. We had a lot of fun going through her closet and drawers and borrowing long dresses and hats and gloves and purses and costume jewelry and high-heel shoes. She had even left hairbrushes and cold creams and perfumes on her dresser top. I especially loved the big earrings you had to clamp on. It was like a dream come true for us little girls. I think somebody warned us that she might come back one day to get those things, but I don't believe she ever did. If she had us, she would have found them not right where she had left them. Some things might have been missing too. But I don't think she ever came back for any of it. Nonetheless, we stocked our little one-room playhouse pretty well, and we were tickled pink prancing around in her long dresses and hats and shoes. She even had left a pretty fancy umbrella that we girls all fought over. We finally decided we'd just take turns with it. And you can bet we hung a little mirror in our new playhouse. After all, we had to be sure we were elegantly dressed. We really enjoyed having our lunch in our new playhouse. We'd take some little sandwiches that Mama would fix for us and some cookies and some sweet tea out to our little house, and we'd spread a pretty white lacy tablecloth, actually it was just a doily, over a board laid across some bricks which served as our makeshift table. We'd sit on cushions on the floor around our little table. But you can bet those were the best tasting sandwiches and sweet tea that I ever ate. Some days we rearranged our playhouse into a stage. We'd put on plays, just like the ones on the Mickey Mouse Club TV show that we always watched in the afternoons. Sometimes we'd let the boys join in and perform on stage with us, but mostly they always just wanted to be cowboys or Indians. Some of Granddaddy's old farm tools were laying around. We didn't pay much attention to them, but the old black cast iron corn grinder, or whatever it was really neat. We loved putting things in it and turning the handle and watching stuff come out all ground up. The corn crib itself had big cracks between the logs which we could see out of and know if anybody was sneaking up on us. Mostly the boys that were pretending to be Indians. The real purpose for the big cracks, of course, was to let in air for the corn or hay so it wouldn't get stale. All I can say is we girls spent many contented happy hours in our little corn crib playhouse. Hope you enjoyed my story.